Hey guys and girls, White Ninja Art here, back with some more Torchlight 2. Today I'm going to talk about a couple of things. First thing is a new scroll I found. I'll have to have it, what's it called? It's called Vender's Boon Scroll. And the second is I've been asked about how multipliers work and things like that about my build. So I will have a little talk about how I think my build works, stuff like that. Just to verify, this is my first time playing Torchlight, the Torchlight series, to be honest. So the stuff I'm going off here on how I'm making my build is how I've played other RPG games. So I'm sure there's plenty of other ways to make these builds and different calculations, stuff like that. So I'm just going to go off what I've learned. If anyone can help me and correct anything that I've got to come up with today, then I've been more than happy to listen and learn. So first and foremost, I'll talk about this scroll. So I found this Vender Boon Scroll. My friend also just found one. So what we're going to do, we're going to get about 1 million gold each. Open up one scroll, get all the items that we need. Make a new game, open up his scroll and get the other items that we need if need be. I will be making a video on this when I'm planning to open it. I'm also going to wait till I'm level 100, so I'm not too far off now. But yeah, that's basically it. So I'm only going to keep that short and sweet until I actually open it up for actual game. So I'm just going to go straight on to my build itself. So obviously now I'm pretty much maxed out. There's a couple of things that I need which I can't get till I level up, but I'm pretty much there now. So as you can see, prismatic bolt. Obviously, my build's obviously prismatic bolt build, glass cannon type. I'll show you my stats as well. You'll think these are very high, but I'll explain why they are so high. Obviously, focus is meant to be a lot bigger than anything else, but I'll show you why that's higher and stuff like that. So I'll start off with skills. Right, at the start of the game, you automatically get Magma Spear. Now, I didn't know this straight away, or I didn't realise that you can sell certain your skills. Now, if you don't want to go Magma Spear, you can actually sell it straight away and save yourself 1 skill point. It might only be 1 skill point, but obviously that all determines on your perfect build and stuff like that then. So I've lost 1 skill point here, but I'm not too bothered. When they bring out a mod to respec and stuff like that, then I'll respec it and I'll change it anyway and I'll go a different build, so I'm not too bothered about it. So that's just something to note. Okay, so some things that I spoke to in last time, obviously this aura, it's really good. I'm only really doing it for the 15% incoming damage, which is very helpful. So obviously it talks for itself really, that one, so I'm not going to go into that. The next one's charge mastery. So I've maxed this out now. The reason being is obviously the faster you can get your charge up, the more damage you can do, less mana, no mana used, things like that. So basically you can keep attacking faster and longer. Pretty common sense, to be honest. Right, elemental attunement. Now this, to be honest, I'm not sure about this. I maxed it out to see what it did. Now, what it does, I'll try and show you. Where's the doll thing? Here it is. So basically, what will happen is it will damage over time. There you are. If you see at the top, it's got poison, and I think that's ice now. So it doesn't actually affect your skill, like your damage on your skills. What it does, it just has a 15% chance to do the damage it says. So, you know, if you want it, I suppose, if you're going for some sort of tank build, where you go in and you're in there for a little while fighting them, then that's probably perfect. To be honest, for this build, that's probably a bit of a waste of 15 skills, because I plan on killing them quickly, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. But so with that, that's totally up to you, to be honest, if you want to equip that. If anything, well, as I go through, I'll explain more which ones I would now prefer to use, and then if anything. Okay, so onto the frost skills. So frost phase, obviously this is an important skill whether you need it to teleport out of a fight or not, because it can get you around the map very quickly. So whereas some people use haste and things like that to run around, you can actually use frost phase faster than you can run with haste. It's as simple as that. It's just a quick way of moving around. The quicker you can get to places, the quicker you can level up and stuff like that. Not just that, for my build personally, if I get too close into the battle, I can get out, not a problem, or I can dodge attacks. So whether you're going to use it or not, it's probably one of the better things to have. Ice Prison. Now, I've actually seen some, the way I use it more for elites and things like that, elite packs or anything that might be dangerous and stuff like that, just to block them out of the way. But I've actually seen people use it on themselves. So what they've done, for example, is they've cast an ice prism and just stood in the middle of it and attacked from the inside of here. So they've done it that way instead, which is a really good idea. It neglects damage, doesn't it? But, well, as much damage as it takes. So it's not really too bad, to be honest. Well, I suppose if you are planning on leveling it up to tier 2 and stuff like that, where it does damage inside over time, then obviously that all depends on how you're going to use it. But the way I saw him use it, it was a pretty good idea. But for me, I just use it on elites, really, and then just kill everything else how I do. Alright, Elemental Boon. Now, this is probably one of the better spells that you get. 20% mana recovery over 10 seconds. You know, you get some faster cast, less mana usage. Damage reduced by 38% by elements. Damage improved by 38%. You know, it's pretty much an all-round spell for a mage, and I'd imagine pretty much all mages will use this, I'd imagine, considering what the effects it does. So I'm just having a bit of my brew there. Alright, so next you've got, I use the Astral Ally. I'll come to this later actually, I'll leave this one for now, I'll come back to it later. So I've got Staff Mastery. Now this is personal choice. I wanted to use a staff because of the minus effects to all damage, so minus 34%. So if you add it all up, so you get plus 38% damage there, then minus 34% damage there, sorry, armor to them. So if you start adding stuff like that up, you're starting looking at like 72%. So, you know, this is how you can get massive damage. I know people go for 2 1s and go for 1 chaos. Now I don't know what this does. I've not used it obviously, so I wouldn't know. But personally, I've gone for this. More damage, massive, more amplified. So that's the way I've gone for it anyway. So plus damage there, minus damage there. Simple as that. And then we've got these. So Death's Bounty. I've now got tier 3, which is stun for 1 second. Really useful for people who can be, for enemies that can be interrupted, as it's called in this. You can stun them for a second, and that gives you enough time to pretty much kill anything. So as long as you keep out of the way of ranged attackers, then you're normally pretty safe to just go in, use that, kill them. Okay, obviously you got my bolt now to max, which now that does the damage it does is it goes further up and stuff like that. Okay, I've got Prismatic Rift. Reason for that is just keeps trying every hit to keep them back from you. I suppose if you wanted, you could level this max to 15. So yeah, I'm probably going to guess it's going to go up quite high. I could work it out, but I'm not really bothered. But if you put that all the way max, then you obviously every enemy they hit you, they'll, you know, element. There you go. Read exactly what it says basically. So it's exactly what it says. Right, so that's pretty much the main skills. Now I've got all these Ice Brand, Fire Brand, Lightning and stuff like that. Now, the reason I've only gone to level 2 with these, and I will only stick to level 2, if you stick at level 1, you get a base damage of, it would be the lowest damage that I've got there, so level 1 would be 2007. I think that's the same on all of them. Yeah, so it's exactly the same on all of them. Now, the reason I've gone to level 2 is for the extra 200 and so damage. So obviously I've got that on each one. I could keep leveling these out, and I'm sure some classes do, where they do the Prismatic Bolt, and I'm sure a lot of them will level these out maximum and leave certain things out, and say where they saved one here and maybe not use one here and stuff like that. They'll max all these out instead, or get a good amount. So it's a good way to get some extra damage. So obviously for every one you put in, you're going to get an extra 200 damage. So it's up to you if you want to do that. It's basically how you want to do it. Now, come back to Astral Ally. Now, I'm gonna need some help with this one, I think, because where it says the summon duration, that's fine, but then it's got 16% to all damage and 16% physical armor. Now I don't know if that's to the ally itself or to party and stuff like that. I am gonna max my ally out. The reason being, well, once he's out, then I'll constantly have him going. He can do quite a lot of damage, as you can see, and that's, well, it'll just do as much damage as I can do pretty much. So two of me, it's perfect, isn't it? So I think that's pretty much it for skills. I don't think there's much more to cover on skills. Obviously, I'm only going into the build I've done. So that's it for skills. I'll show you my gear. I have got some new sets of gear, which I'm going to use when I get a chance to get them. And obviously I've got that new scroll, which then I can use to, obviously that new scroll, where's it gone? Oh, I've lost it. Oh no, there it is. Right, so obviously got that to get the extra set pieces. The set piece I'm going to be using will be these. I've got 4 sets of it at the minute. If I get up to 8 pieces, I'll be happy. I'm not really too bothered about some of the things. I think I'm looking at doing some different bits with different things. Like I get 2 pieces on that, it gets me an extra 8% damage. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it all yet. I'm slowly just working it out, just seeing what I want to do with it and things like that. I think there's one of them in here that I can't remember. There was something I was going to do, but yeah, I'm going to go for about an 8 set piece. I'm going to go for a bit more armor and lose a bit of cast, but I'm going to go for a bit more armor and stuff like that, just so I don't die as easy, which is always helpful. See if I've got anything in here. I've pretty much got all my stuff for my Outlander now, so that's pretty good. Right, so sorry, yeah, equipment. So the reason I've got so many stat points in pretty much everything is because you can get enchanters through the game, and I managed to find myself an attribute enchanter, and this attribute enchanter was brilliant because obviously if you look here, so I've got 27 strength, 15 vitality, 47 strength, loads of strength, loads of bonuses, things like that. So it was really good and made me really strong basically. I've got two staffs. I've nearly leveled this one up. I think you've seen this one before anyway, but I've got this one as well, which is obviously I've got 5 more champion kills, and I'm going to see what the extras are off this. Hopefully pretty good. I have 20% meteor strike on it. Meteor strike does massive damage. Problem is it's on kill, so sometimes if you die before there's no one there, it's pretty much wasted anyway, so it doesn't really make much difference. Okay, so what I'll say is, people say you should put all your attributes into focus. Yeah, that gives you massive magic damage, which is a fair point. But where you get your most damage is off criticals. So at the minute I've got, it says 31%, but it's 30% basically. I've got 30% critical, so 30% critical per bolt, which I imagine how it works out is pretty much 1 critical per shot at least. Now when you look here, I do 78% extra critical damage, which is absolutely massive. Obviously my strength is not going to be this high, so if I look on attributes for instance, I've got a critical damage plus of 128%, so whatever damage I do is multiplied by that. Well, so add on, so if I do 10,000 damage, it's then, you know, over 28,000 damage, so it's really good. So for this character, my max damage at the minute I think is 74,000. So you know, the way that I can only describe that this works is having massive critical and critical hits is probably one of the best things to do. Obviously, then when you have all your multipliers, so you've got like minus in this, plus in this, and stuff like that, it just keeps bumping your damage up and up and up. Problem is you can't really take many hits. If you get hit, you pretty much die. So you know, you just got to basically add it all up and look at the pros and cons of having all these multipliers basically. So this is now my build as of date. I've got, so yeah, I'll show you some spells that I've got which you really do need. So I've got, obviously you've got them 4 spells. First one's Arcane Tools, 24% staff and basically bonus damage. Okay, this could be changed for something else if you really wished, but that's probably your best bet considering it's a wizard class. Alright, now the next two I'm going to show you are probably the best two that you could use for a wizard. This one being 30% extra cast speed. So for instance, for my character I'm on 33% extra cast. If I put that on, 63%, absolutely really fast attack speed. Okay, so that's a definite for any mage, I would say, unless you're going battle mage, and then, well, even so, you got attack speed on there. So look out for that. I'm trying to look for a level 6 at the minute. I've not really found one, but I'm sure I'll come across it eventually. The next one is this concentration. The reason being 6 mana every second, which is awesome because I had a problem of running out of mana dead fast. Now I did use Death's Bounty, which is fair enough, but if there's no enemies around, you know, you're not going to get any mana back. So look at the speed of that, very quick, and just dead easy to get your mana back. I did have some spells to make it even faster, and add equipped things and stuff like that. But that's what it's like at the minute. I'm going to show you what I'm going to use for in my armor. Which one? These. So I've got 2.8 mana per second, which will be good. I've got 28 to mana. And I've got some health ones, which are brilliant. Which I've got another one in there, I think. So I'll destroy that and I'll take that out once I've done as well. Even though that is quite good, I'd rather keep it unless I can find the set piece for this and the set piece for the other ones. And then I'll take that out because I quite like the piece in that. But hopefully I'll be able to find them all and use 2 sets and just maybe miss out on a couple of things on my other set. What I'll go up to. How many pieces can you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, you can have 10 pieces. If I go up to a 7 set piece, unless there's a weapon piece that goes with it, I'm going to have to knock it down to 7 pieces and then have the other one that give me more cast speed if I can get all 3 pieces of that. Because it's quite good as well. So I'll have to look into that and see and have a play around and see what I want to do with that. So I think that's about... oh no, sorry, I've got one more thing to show you, which is obviously this last one, which is Element Overload level 6, which is just common sense really, 25% to all element damage. For my character, obviously, I do all elements damage, so that's just extra damage on top. So that's pretty much common sense, to be honest. Obviously, if you're not going for Prismatic Bolt build, you might want to change it for something else. I don't know. That's up to you. I think that's about it. I'm about as up to date as I can get you at the minute. When I get to level 100 and I get a bit more gold, I'm gonna do one on that spell. But until then, that's about everything I've got at the minute. I believe. I hope this has helped anyone who's been struggling on how to do this build and things like that. I'd recommend the Sentinel set. It's been brilliant for me. I've had it since level 58, I think, and I've used it all the way through. So since then till now, and I'm doing level 105 maps, and I'm doing them pretty easy, to be honest. As long as I don't get too close, I don't normally die. But yeah, until now, that's pretty much where I've got to. I hope this has managed to help, guys and girls, if the girls are playing. Thanks for watching. Please leave any comments or any ideas or anything like that I could use. Any set pieces and stuff like that will make me even better. But until then, see you next time.